Are you guys? Oh man, we're gonna be drinking some coffee here, okay? So, what we're gonna talk about today, you guys, is collaboration over competition and what it really means. I feel like there are some misunderstandings that might actually be creating bad scenarios, and we're gonna go through that, okay, to make sure that you don't get yourself into a situation where you're like, but I thought, and then we'll get into it. We'll get into it. How's that? So, anywho, first things first, if you guys are watching this on the YouTubes, do make sure that you are clicking on the subscribe button as well as the bell so you get notified when new videos come on. Not only do I teach you like stuff that actually works, pushes the needle on your business, shows you how to be able to grow a home-based business like a boss, but you also can win stuff. Ta-da! The way that you win stuff, you guys, is that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, comment on the YouTube videos, and then share the videos on your social media. Make sure that you tag me or my business page in it so I can see that you shared the video. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, all right? So again, subscribe to YouTube, comment on the YouTube videos, and share the videos. Boom, pow. Let me get out of here. All right, now, let's go ahead and get into this. Britt, good morning. Cindy, hey, good morning. Good morning to you. Shucks, let's get at it, you guys. So, collaboration over competition. Let's talk about it. Cindy, I see you. Oh, you're in a different place. Patty, good morning. Happy Friday. Nicole, morning, beautiful. Shoot. Good morning, you guys. So collaboration over competition. Let's talk about what's amazing about it, and then also just kind of what to watch out for, right? Okay. I love that it's a thing. I love that we live in a world that talks about collaboration over competition. I am all about that life. Okay. I collaborate with people left and right because I understand that together we go far, and together we also can go fast. People will say by yourself you go fast, together you go far. Together you go fast and far, actually, is my experience, okay? So whenever we're talking about collaboration, who is a good person to collaborate with, right? And what is actually labeled by some folks as collaboration, but really isn't. Okay? Yeah. Let's get into that. I'm just trying to make sure that you guys are safe moving forward because I've been doing this for like 12 years at this point, and I have seen the good, the bad, and the not so great. Okay? So we're going to go into that, and I'm going to help you head off the not so great, the what doesn't really serve you that much, right? I'm going to help you head off that stuff so you don't even have to be concerned with it, and you can just go in the things in the direction of what is going to be good for you in your business and how you can grow, okay? So a good collaboration, you guys, is this. A good collaboration is working with somebody that serves your audience. So first you need to know who your audience is, right? If you don't know who your audience is, you need to follow me. You need to get in my group. The link to my group is in the description of this video. I'm sorry, I had a brain fart there for a second. Y'all just saw it, okay? The link to my group is in the description of this video. If you're not in there, pop in, okay? You need to know who your audience is. But a good collaboration, you guys, is who is your audience, and then a person that serves your audience in a way that you don't already serve your audience, okay? So they serve in a parallel way, but they actually serve them, okay? There are people out there trying to collaborate with other people that do precisely the same thing that they do, and that's not a collaboration. In my opinion, that's not a collaboration, and it's gonna get weird, okay? Because if you're both simultaneously serving the same audience at the same time, doing the same thing, that doesn't create a collaboration because you're going to think that you do it, that you want to serve. If it's your audience is there for you, right? They're there for you to teach them these things. So if somebody else is like, oh, I want to collaborate with you, but they do precisely what you do, but they don't do it the way that you do it. Here's the thing. Go back to the disruption video that I did before. The reason you do things the way that you do it is because you know it's the way that works. So if somebody else comes along and they're like, oh, I want to help you serve this audience, but I don't want them to learn from you because I don't necessarily think that the way that you do things is the right way to do things. And sometimes people are like, well, but I need to collaborate with people because we live in this collaborative environment, right? And I'm supposed to collaborate with people. And if I don't collaborate, what does that make me? You've all thought it. Well, if this person wants to collaborate and I say, no, that makes me a bad person. No, it doesn't. It makes you careful with your audience. It makes you make sure that your audience is on the straight and narrow with the way that you're teaching them how to do something. Saying no to a collaboration of somebody that does precisely the same thing that you do or has the same goal in mind as the goal that you have in mind for people, and you teach them one way and they teach them another, it's not wrong to say, I don't think that's a great fit. That's not wrong. There's nothing wrong with you, and you shouldn't feel bad for that. Okay? Because your people are with you for a reason. If I were to collaborate with other people that do precisely what I do and introduce those people to my audience and say, here's another way to do it, but it doesn't work, what does that make me? That makes me greedy. That makes me only care about, affiliate relationships and things like that and money over impact. That's what that would make me. So now let's go back to good collaborations. Good collaborations are where you have people that come alongside you and they teach things to your people that your people need to know, but that you don't teach, right? But you know that they need to know it because it's going to enhance their experience as they're growing in the way that you teach them. Let me give you an example. So in HBR, I have many collaborations in HBR, right? I have James that helps with storytelling. Okay, I have Heather that helps with mindset. I have Megan that helps with writing a book. All of that is in HBR. And somebody that I just brought in last week that we're going to film it, we haven't even filmed it yet, but somebody that I just brought in last week is a friend of mine, Courtney. Courtney Epps is a tax strategist, a home-based business tax strategist that shows people the ins and the outs of what you can write off for your home-based business and why you would be absolutely nuts not to be attempting to have a home-based business because it literally puts you in a different tax bracket. Okay? Even if you're doing it part-time in comparison to having like a full-time job and then running a home-based business part-time, just by attempting to run a home-based business part-time, you're now in a different tax bracket. And you save a ton of money just by doing that. People don't know it because it's not common knowledge, but Courtney does. Does Martha talk about taxes? No, she doesn't. Okay? Don't get me twisted. I don't talk about taxes. That ain't my thing, right? But is it Courtney's thing? Courtney's got the biggest brain ever. And when she talks about tax strategy, y'all are like, oh my goodness. That's okay. Yep. All that. Yes. All of this, right? Your hand will go numb taking notes from her. And so I brought her into HBR because I'm like, man, I'm teaching people how to be able to grow these home-based businesses. Wouldn't it be awesome to bring somebody in who's a tax strategist to show them all the things that they can be writing off? Because what that is it's bringing somebody alongside what I do to my audience to support my audience. That is a good collaboration, okay? Don't let people make you feel bad when they say, hey, want to collaborate, da-da-da-da-da, and then you're like, it doesn't really feel right. Here's what's going to happen to my heart-centered people who I attract, okay? Here's what's going to happen to my heart-centered people whenever somebody says, hey, can we collaborate? They're going to say, well, they asked me, I should say yes. Tell me if that's you. Well, they asked me, I feel bad saying no, right? We can't think of hurting the person's feelings that asked. They asked because they asked. But your end goal, your mission that should always be in your mind is, does this make my person better? Does this make my audience better? Right? If it doesn't make your people better, or if worse, it confuses them about how they get to the end goal in the first place, somebody telling them 2 ways to do something is confusing, and they're going to get paralyzed right in the middle. And they're not going to do anything, and that's on you. It's on you for making that decision to bring somebody else in because you felt bad to say no. You guys, we have to be completely paying attention to who our audience is and to take care of them. Okay? Just because somebody asks us to collaborate, you do not listen to collaborate over competition, collaborate over competition. Yes, it's a great saying, but it isn't across the board. You collaborate with people that are good to collaborate with. Now, another thing to do, I've learned this the hard way, guys, is make sure that the people that you're collaborating with are ethically in alignment with you. We should not be collaborating with people that end up in the long run hurting our people. And in the moment, and this is what takes some thick skin, in the moment that you realize that a collaboration has happened and that it was not good for your people, you have to stop it. You got to. Because it's about your people. You can't be afraid of uncomfortable conversations. Like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to kick them out of my stuff. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to do that. Listen, it's for the good of your people. You do what you got to do because you're a leader. And sometimes things get uncomfortable. But in the end, what's going to happen is more loyalty to you because you made that call for them. I've done it for my people. I've done it for my people a couple times. Okay? It's just you have to, because you're not always going to know right away. But then as soon as you figure it out, you have to nip it in the bud. So that means you also need to be paying attention. And you have to be listening to people's experiences and say like, ooh, I don't like that, right? And then you have to be able to nip it in the bud. So again, collaboration over competition, and we're going to wrap this up. Let me know if you guys have questions here, okay? Collaboration over competition, fantastic. Make sure the people that you're collaborating with run in alignment with you ethically, and then also are serving your audience in ways you don't serve them, but will help push the needle on their transformation that they're looking to get through you, right? So I teach home-based business. I teach how to be able to create multiple income streams around yourself, right? Around yourself, around your family in 5 to 10 hours a week. When everything is set up, it's about 5 to 10 hours a week that you're going to spend, and you're going to grow an entire massive brand, an empire, you know? That's the kind of stuff that you're going to grow with me. Now, Courtney comes in, and she's going to teach you how to do the tax thing. She's going to teach you what you can write off and what you've been lied to about, right? I have somebody else that I'm in talks with right now that I can't go into much further, but I'm very, very excited. And I'll just say that. I'm very excited to bring them in as well. And I'm almost positive it's going to happen. But I can't say anything else. So there's that. There's Megan with helping you write a book. She's ethically in alignment with me, and she teaches you how to write a book in HBR. All right? This is the kind of stuff. We have James, storytelling, ethically in alignment with me, teaching you how to tell your story. Right? Heather, ethically in alignment with me, teaching you how to get your mindset in a space of growth. All of that is in HBR. If you're not in HBR yet, I'm just going to make it half off this weekend, because that's just, until the e-commerce site is actually live, I'm kind of just going to run this stuff, okay? So what you would do is you would go to Livin the Dream with Martha. It's my Facebook business page. You're going to message me the words case studies, rainbows and unicorns, hey girl, hey, whatever you want to message me, makes no difference to me. We're going to have a short chat. I'm going to give you the details of the program, and you're going to say I'm in or I'm out. And either way is fine with me. I am not salesy, sleazy, and weird. I am not going to chase you around the internet. I'm not going to say, hey, but, hey, but, hey, but. I'm not going to do any of that. It's up to you, and you want in or you don't. And it's okay, but do understand that most people that don't jump in immediately will jump in within 6 months and say, man, I wish I would have done this a long time ago. Because then they're like, oh my gosh, this is serious business, right? You have group coaching for life. You have all the things you've never seen before. You've never seen a coaching program like this before, because remember, disruptive. I'm disrupting the entire industry. Hi, I'm Martha, and that's what I do. I'm a little bit disruptive. I was first coined disruptive in 2nd grade when my desk was pushed away from everybody else's desk in the room. I was pushed back in the corner and labeled disruptive then. I saw it as a bad thing then, or I thought it was a bad thing, and I think my teacher wanted me to think that it was a bad thing, but now I understand the value of being disruptive. I see the current atmosphere, and I see the current environment, and I say, no, it can be better than that. It can be better than that. People can change. People can actually take courses and find success. Let's disrupt this thing. Let's change it into a way that people can start doing this, right? All right. Elle, something just clicked for me that didn't click before. Well, shoot. I do love that. Oh my gosh, I'm at 15 minutes. I need to pop out. Megan, yep, I've had to do that to my people. Yes, absolutely. Amanda, yes, being in alignment is so important. You guys, it's everything. Being in alignment is everything. I love you guys. I have to pop out of here. I will see you later. Half off HBR until the end of the weekend. There it is. You heard it here. Bye, guys.